Just a couple yapping. Just a couple yapping. Just a couple yapping. Just a couple yapping. Yap yap. Yap yap.
Yap, yap. Welcome to a Couple Yappin. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Quinn.
And we're just a couple yapping.
That's right. We sure are. Still yapping.
Yapping every day.
That's right. As much as we can.
So, Quinn, we have a few updates from the last episode. We're on episode 2 right now. It's about June 2025, early June.
Yep.
And we have some updates on the last podcast that we shot. So, on the last podcast we shot, we spoke a little bit about Jojo Siwa. You remember?
Oh, yeah. Jojo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting conversation with her. What's going on with Jojo? What's the update?
Yeah. So with Jojo, last episode we talked about how she was on this reality TV show, Big Brother, over in the UK. And there was some drama related to, she was in a relationship with a girl. She's always been known as being a lesbian. And at the time, there were some rumors, and not just rumors, but things were happening on the show where she was cuddling and getting close to another man on the show.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. And so this time, the update is that she is now officially in the relationship with Chris, with a guy.
I didn't see that one coming, I have to say.
You didn't see it coming?
No. Did she tell her ex, I guess?
Well, remember, she broke up with her. Her ex, she came over across seas, or at the time she wasn't her ex. She came over, I think, to see her.
Right.
And Jojo broke up with her. So they were broken up. And then, since then, they've been seen, they, meaning Jojo and Chris, have been seen together, at Jojo's concerts, like being cuddly and in airports.
Well, good for them, if they have a good relationship going. I think that's great for Jojo.
Well, don't you think it's a problem? Because, she, in essence, cheated on her, the girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's true. That sucks for the girlfriend.
Well, yeah, it was, publicly... I would think it would be kind of humiliating if you are dating someone and they go on a show and they or being cuddly and essentially gaslighting you to be like, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then 2 weeks later in a relationship with the person.
Yeah. Oh, geez. It's pretty embarrassing for the girl, the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is with Jojo is I do feel for her because she's been in the public eye since she was a kid, right? She was we had talked about before, she'd been on Dance Moms right? Isn't that Dance Moms?
I don't know if she was on the dance ones, but she was doing something.
Yeah, she was on, I think it was called Dance Moms. And she's been in the public eye since she was a kid. And then, is always in the public eye. That's how she makes money.
Yeah, that's how she lives her life, in the public eye.
Yeah. So
maybe she thought, oh, this will get this breakup, it's messy, but it'll get me more eyeballs, more views.
Maybe. Yeah. I definitely think, obviously, if you're in the public eye since a child, you have a warped sense of probably sense of self. And also, your relationships, you go from one really public relationship to another public relationship. What's real and what's not real probably get a little blurred.
Probably, yeah, when they're trying to do entertainment and stuff. So she's now with the guy from Big Brother.
Yes,
okay.
And she's come out, I think she came out with this, on June 1st, or the first day, and, June is Pride Month.
Oh, yeah.
So, right. I don't know if she, obviously she's still pro Pride, and she still considers, I think, herself to be part of the LGBTQ plus community, but I don't think... I don't know, coming out as, I guess not straight, I guess bi, and being into heterosexual men on the first day of Pride makes you the queen of Pride. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she should have waited till Pride Month was over.
Yeah, maybe, or at least the second day.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
the first day, maybe not.
Yeah. At least maybe wait a day.
Maybe. Well, seize the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we have any other updates from last show?
Yeah. So I mean, I think we talked about Katy Perry a little bit and her
Oh yeah, love Katy.
antics. Yeah. I mean,
She's a great dancer, and she went to space.
yeah.
And I would never go to space
Okay.
because I would rather do other things, and space is kind of lame and kind of scary.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll talk a little bit about space.
Well,
mention space later, I guess.
We might bring up space later.
Yeah. But with space and with Katy Perry, I mean, her tour seems to be doing pretty good. I think all the public, news that she made, whether it was good or bad, probably sold her some tickets.
Well, because when we were talking about it, everyone was kind of laughing at her for
Yeah.
like horrible dance moves, and people may have seen the clips going around, but she looked kind of like stiff and kind of weird.
I don't know if it's necessary. Yeah, I guess stiff. Also, just kind of, not choreographed in the most,
There was some bad clips going on.
Yes.
You don't know, just from those clips, it looked a little.
But a lot of people think it's camp, and it made people interested in going to her show probably more than before.
I still don't really know what camp means.
Oh
That mean old or good or?
It's a positive thing.
Oh, okay.
Remember? Like
Yeah,
outlandish, but like in a good way.
Like outdoorsy?
No, not outdoorsy.
Oh.
Not,
Not literally camp.
No,
Okay.
not camping. It's outlandish, positive, grandiose,
Okay.
and all the things that are considered to be good, but in a gay kind of fun way.
Okay. But yeah, so now everyone is kind of back on board Katy.
I don't know if everyone's back on board, but I think her tour is going well.
Good. We were doing something the other day, and we heard like a Katy Perry song come on. Does that ring a bell? Like some Katy Perry song came on when we were out somewhere.
I don't remember.
I don't know. But I was like, oh, this is Katy Perry. Like, oh, this is pretty good, actually. Like, okay.
Was it when we were bowling?
Yeah, maybe it was when we were bowling.
Yeah, probably.
it was
Get
'cause I was
you
like,
in
I
a
didn't
bowling mood.
Yeah, because it's like, it's just she has so many pop songs.
She has a lot.
Like endless amounts of pop. Like
Yeah.
that I didn't even know was hers. But like it was a good song, and like she makes fun, good music. So
I mean, she's been around since at least over a decade. I mean, she's been around since 2008, maybe.
something like that. I
Yeah.
think that's when the I Kissed a Girl came out.
Yeah, I mean that was obviously her
2008,
first big one.
2009.
Yeah,
Maybe was it or I don't know. But around that time period.
yeah.
But she's, Katy's okay. She's back on the good list.
Mm.
No one's clowning her as much.
Well, I'm sure people are.
so
but
well, of course.
you know how that goes. Yeah, and one other, kind of fun pop culture thing that, has been in the news this past week was Kylie Jenner made a comment on a social media post, not just admitting that she's had plastic surgery, specifically her boobs done, but specifically said what she had done, the amount of cc's, and, basically how big she asked them.
Oh.
Yeah.
This amount of cc's, like
The
what, the
fluid. The
okay.
fluid. So when you talk about cc's, it's like basically the amount of fluid in the.
So she was giving details, and I guess she's never come out and said she's had plastic surgery before.
I think she might have admitted that she had her boobs done, but not to the explicit extent of she named her doctor, she named the amount of cc's, and like talked about what her request was specifically, which is rare. Like sometimes, she's admitted to getting some things done more than I think some of her other sisters.
Has Kim ever admitted?
She's admitted to getting Botox, I believe.
That's
I mean,
it?
they've got Botox on the show. I don't think she ever admitted. She admitted, so she denied ever getting her butt done.
Okay.
I know that. On the show, she went on there and was like, oh, look, I don't have implants. And they showed like an x-ray of her butt. But we all know it wasn't implants. It was a BBL, which is not an implant.
She was trying to say that's all natural.
I don't, Yeah, I don't know if she's ever said that. Maybe they have said it's all natural. But yeah, I mean, the Kardashians are known to being like these figures who have these great bodies and not always admitting or talking about what they've had done when like clearly look at the transformations of their physical bodies. That's not like a normal, I've lost weight, I've gained weight transformations.
So Kylie only admitted to the boob jobs? Or was she saying like this? I also got this and this and this.
I don't think she's gone and said every single thing that she's gotten done, but I think that she has, on the comment, she, explicitly said that what she had done specifically for her boobs, which is rare, and I think I commend it. I mean, I think everyone who's in the public eye, I think more than a regular person has an obligation to tell people, when they have something done, just so that people aren't disillusioned of like, oh, how did they all of a sudden look better? Like maybe I can buy a cream and look that way. Yeah.
I think that's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, hey, not have any crazy expectations for people. Like, just so you know, I did have to go under the knife for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was she like asked about it, or she just?
I think she made a comment
said, on
someone's post.
She actually got a boob job. Like,
well, it was more than that. It was like a comment on someone's page about what exactly.
Was she like, I got to get this off my chest? Like,
yeah.
I need to get.
She was like, it's weighing me down heavily.
Yeah. She's like, I got this weight on my shoulders. I just can't handle it.
Yeah.
Well, good for her, and I think she's still dating Timmy C.
Yeah,
everyone loves
fun.
Timmy.
Yeah.
He seems cool. He's a big sports fan, so and he did a great job in that Bob Dylan movie.
Yeah, I think he was the best part of the movie itself. I mean, the movie was a little boring.
What do you mean, man?
Good job.
What do you mean? I just want to play music, man. Yeah, I think he did play the part well. It was just maybe kind of a more boring movie, I would say.
Yeah.
But great actor, and so Kylie, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think to each their own. Like, if you chose not to tell people, that's your own decision. No one can force you to tell others what you got done, and obviously, it's your own private health stuff. But I think when you're in the public eye, especially if you're promoting products that are beauty products, I mean, to promote a beauty product and not be admitting, what exactly you had done, I think that's false advertising.
Well, it's like, at what point is it false advertising? If I'm marketing these beauty products, but I did have, would you say like she's had a lot of plastic surgery probably?
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
Around her face and.
Yeah. I'm sure. In her body, I'm sure. I mean, obviously speculation here.
So you think that she should just come out and say, she should say, hey, I've had this done.
Particularly, I think in the Kardashian situation, yes, because they promote beauty products. They have makeup lines. I mean, Kylie, sold all those lip kits, under this presumption that we all thought that she was just overlining her lips, meaning the only reason why her lips looked so drastically different was because she was overlining them, not necessarily because she was getting filler, which is a form of plastic surgery.
So,
not surgery, but it's, cosmetic.
Explain
procedures.
Overlining, please.
Okay. So you imagine a pencil. Like I'm taking, it looks, this is a pen, but imagine this is
I'll imagine it's
makeup
a pencil.
in it. It's a pencil, but it has makeup. It's a makeup pencil. And I'm drawing over my lips. So to make it like this illusion, to make it look bigger.
My lips actually are all the way up here.
Yeah. All the way up to your cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So then
she just said, I didn't have surgery. I just drew my pencil on a little too big.
Yeah, I drew my pencil on a little too big and my lips. Yeah, I think at one point she was saying that that's how she got her lips. And maybe it is true, but we all know she got filler eventually. Like you can, if you look at someone's profile, like versus straight on, it might be harder to tell if they got got their lips filled versus, the lip liner, it may be hard to distinguish because it just looks bigger. So you're like, oh, maybe. But like when you see someone's profile and it's like literally filled, that can't be done with.
That ain't no pencil job.
It's no pencil job.
No.
No.
That's some serious, some serious medical stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can get it done at a regular med spa, but yes, it's some
It's
form
a
of.
little more advanced than a pencil.
It's more advanced than a pencil you can buy at the Walgreens. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go buy it for $15 at the local Walgreens or $14.99 or whatever it might be.
Right.
Yeah. You don't get a long receipt.
No.
That may be never ending.
Oh, those Walgreens receipts? Oh, no.
No.
They're going on forever.
Yeah. You may never lose that one. You may lose all the important ones, but the Walgreens receipts, they'll stick around.
Oh, yeah. They're never going anywhere.
Yeah. So, speaking of updates, news, headlines, we have a major breakup in pop culture and media in the stratosphere.
Oh, do we? What happened? Who broke up?
You know about the Elon and Trump thing, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
A little trouble in their paradise.
Trouble in their paradise, trouble in our paradise, trouble in whether you want to hear about it or not. Trouble all around.
Yeah. Who would have thought they would have broken up? Wow. Never would have seen that coming. No.
Never.
No.
Never. Not
No,
when
yeah,
they got together.
No, I definitely did see that coming. They have strong personalities and kind of egomaniacs.
Yeah, a little bit.
So what happened with that?
So I think it's kind of been accumulation. I think that's been happening over the last few weeks, probably months even. Elon and Trump's personalities seem to have been clashing, and I think it was around a week or so ago where Elon was basically, from what the Trump administration has said, that they asked him to leave. That's what they claim occurred. But basically he left the administration of sorts at the end of his time and run with the administration, which accumulated on Thursday to tweets from Elon about Trump.
Yeah, a lot of tweets.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not, I don't really know exactly what led up to the whole thing. I think, like you said, it was like a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it started with, they're talking about the bill. Apparently Elon said he didn't like it.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Yes.
As they say. What it's called.
Big Beautiful Bill. Yeah. But they apparently.
A little bit of alliteration there.
A little bit, yeah. Pretty clever, really.
Super.
Triple
clever.
B's.
What'd you get? Maybe a C- on a paper if that was what you named it?
I prefer the Big Baller brand alliteration.
Okay.
It's LaMelo Ball. LeVar Ball. Anyway, Big Beautiful Bill. Triple B's. Apparently, I think what had happened, basically, Elon said he didn't like it, and then Trump was upset about that, and then they kind of split, and then Elon started tweeting like crazy, including in a pretty explosive tweet. Do you know which one that is?
Yeah, I mean there were definitely a few.
There was a few.
So how about we go to that one? But one of the first ones he said was, and I think the thing is, if we ever talk about politics, when we talk about any kind of politics, we have to distinguish between like what was facts and what we know and what our opinions on are, right? So, I mean, obviously me and you are just chatting. We just have opinions on things, but we do have knowledge about what actually happened because we can go on the internet and look at the tweets.
I would say we're more yapping than chatting.
Yeah, well, okay.
But otherwise, yeah.
So with the tweets from Elon, one of them said, without me, Trump would have lost control of the election. Democrats would have control of the House, and Republicans would have more of a narrow majority in the Senate. So,
and I think he followed it up with
yes.
no gratitude. He wants to.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like JD Vance when
Yeah.
he was like, "Aren't you going to say thank you?"
Yeah.
Remember with Zelensky?
Yes. Yes.
So basically, Elon is vancing Trump. He wants a little gratitude. He
well,
feels
I mean, Trump's done the same thing to other people. Everyone wants gratitude for what they've done.
Hey, he feels like he wasn't getting his.
Yeah, it's like a mom telling their kid, "Hey, why don't you respect me? Why don't you don't you see all the good things that I've done to you and done for you for your whole life?"
Pretty much. So he wanted that. So that was, he was calling him out basically.
Yeah.
And so I've heard some people say, maybe that means Elon kind of hacked some voting stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was, I think, in some places it was pretty close. I don't remember honestly, but so now some conspiracies are coming up like, maybe Elon tinkered with the system, hopefully I don't know, hopefully more stuff will come out about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of ways to be interpreted that tweet because like you said, I mean, it could be what some people say is, conspiracies and that maybe he hacked elections. And I think there's some kind of litigation going on about paying people to vote certain ways and stuff like that. But even outside of that conspiracies, I mean, he's not wrong in a sense of Elon donated over $250 million, which is a fact, to Trump's campaign. So, I mean, we all know money equals power.
Right.
Right.
I would agree.
So,
and he was like the owner of X, the Everything app, Twitter.
yeah.
Which obviously, if he was posting on there a lot and campaigning for Trump.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think anyone can deny that Elon did help Trump win. Like he did.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, anyone who contributes a large amount of money and has power like Elon has, whether it's his own businesses, his own. I mean, he owns Twitter, or I guess X, or whatever you want to call it now.
Did he go on Joe Rogan and talk about helping Trump? I feel like.
I mean, he's been on Joe a few times. So yeah, it's definitely. I think he might have gone on Joe before Trump's went on himself.
But yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, massive audience getting getting his opinion out there.
Yeah, and I mean, like we've talked about before. I mean, I think he has niche. He helped him in niche ways where I think Elon and his team, found out about in Pennsylvania. There's a small portion of the population are Amish people, and one issue that they had was regarding raw milk and their ability to drink it. And the Amish community, has follows certain cultural and rules and certain things. And I think one big thing that they always have is raw milk. And I think the federal government was cracking down on that issue. And from my understanding, Elon and his team, came in and
they said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want to keep raw milk? Vote Trump."
yeah, exactly. And got people who've never voted, never, I think, registered to vote, the Amish people. And I think it did have an impact in a swing state in certain parts of the state. So I think
it was kind of like, who's going to get to the Amish people first?
who's going to get the big cheese?
Yeah, or the big raw milk, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if maybe Kamala's team said, "Hey, look, y'all want raw milk? Like, that's fine." Maybe they would have voted for her.
Yeah,
but
they didn't give him enough milk. They didn't milk the cow.
No, they didn't. But I guess Elon, that was that was a calculated move, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think he's wrong in a sense of, I mean, Trump wouldn't have been successful. But as far as the conspiracies goes, I mean, they're a conspiracy, but I mean, it could be possible.
I mean, he's a tech guy, and I think there's some interesting footage of him talking about polling and how he's super confident about stuff.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's all conspiracy. It's all alleged. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not something and nowadays, I mean, you have to listen to conspiracies and say, okay, and see what facts you have, how reasonable is this? And if you don't have enough to prove it, it's still a conspiracy, but, I mean.
Yeah.
It's still out there.
Hey, it's worth the discussion.
Yeah.
Hey, free speech. We still got that in this country.
We still got it, and we still gonna keep it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doesn't matter what.
Anyone can
Who's
yap.
in power? We all gonna have free speech. We riding in the streets.
That's right. And hey, anyone can yap. Like
Yeah.
anybody. It can be a couple. It can be anybody.
We can just put it up on Spotify, YouTube.
You can just yap. Like yeah, pretty much. So what was there? Some more tweets coming out?
Yes. So, after some of the tweets happened, we could talk a little bit about how Trump said that Elon has what they call Trump derangement
right.
syndrome.
That's been a term for a while.
I
I
had
think
not heard about that before.
You've never heard of that
but
term. That term has been around for a while, like even since his first presidency. Basically, it's how Trump and Trump supporters will define people who they view as just liking Trump, or disliking Trump, like no matter what. Like they just hate him. Like, according to them, like there's nothing he can do. According to Trump's team, these people are crazy. They hate Trump. So they have Trump derangement syndrome. So he has been saying that I haven't really heard him say that as much. I have seen like the media say it more so, but Trump said that he thinks Elon has Trump derangement syndrome, which is like, what?
He thinks he's a psychologist and can add to the DSM-5, I guess, by saying you have a syndrome.
Yeah, but it's like, Elon was.
You don't like me? Syndrome. You're not pro me? Jail.
Yeah, pretty much. But Elon was helping Trump for the longest time, and all of a sudden he has Trump derangement syndrome. Like,
yeah, well,
it's ridiculous.
I guess when you leave the administration, you develop a brain mental illness.
Apparently, that's what he said. People leave and they get.
Well, the thing is, if that happens, what's causing it? Right? To have a mental illness that just suddenly appears. Is it biological or was it triggered?
I don't think they
what in the White House? Who triggered it?
I don't know. I don't know if they got that far yet. They're still trying to figure it out. I think they're still studying the disease. I wonder what kind of medicine they can prescribe for that. Yeah,
it's a pill. Is it a red pill or a blue pill? That's the question.
It's a Trump pill.
Yeah.
It's the best pill.
It's an orange pill.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. And then one of the other things I think that came up was, the fact that the impeachment thing.
Well, there was another tweet, right?
Well, yes. So we'll talk about that one next. But as far as the impeachment, yeah. So I think Elon had liked or retweeted of sorts the idea of
impeachment.
I don't know.
Double crossed?
The impeachment of Trump.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Huh. That would be interesting. That if Elon leads impeach movement. Wow.
Yeah.
What a change.
I don't think that, at this point they have the support for that, but,
Well, I have no idea, but it's pretty wild times, What a change from Elon. I think, Trump was saying Elon was mad about the EV, electric vehicle credits going away, and that's why he's mad. But I'm sure that is part of it, 100%. Like, Elon runs a business, and that was helping people buy the cars. But I think it was a lot of stuff.
I think that bill was, 1,100 pages. So there was a lot of issues in the bill that, I'm sure he took problems with. I think what Elon said, it wasn't the EV. So Trump claims it was the EV. Elon says the reason why he had problems with the bill was because of, the spending. So it increased the deficit by because a lot of money.
It cut taxes a lot, which were supposed to... So it basically extended Trump's taxes from 2017 when he first did them. And they were supposed to go away, but the bill extends them and also adds other tax cuts. So it's just reducing future revenue that we should be able to collect and reduce the deficit. So it's yes, it's about spending, but it's really more about future revenue going away, which, yeah, Elon's supposed to help. His whole thing was like, get rid of the debt. Well, how is the government going to make money? Like, the revenue is going to go down with the bill is the thought.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are a lot of issues that people have with it, but I think that was the main issue that Elon said that he had problems with. Like, I mean, he was all around cutting every single thing.
Yeah, he was Doge.
Yeah.
He was like all in on Doge. I think, and Doge is done, I guess, because Elon's done.
Yeah.
So didn't last that long.
I know, right? It's like a terrible relationship where it's just...
It's toxic.
Yeah, really toxic. Two personalities that clash heavily. It
was hot and heavy at the beginning, but the flame burned out.
Crashed out, like probably Elon did on a regular basis with his drug use.
Yeah, I mean, I think Trump was calling him a drug addict, calling Elon a drug addict.
I don't think he was just calling it. I think a lot of people
have been saying that. And, if you've seen clips of him on the X, floating around on X, he looks like super high in the White House, like, oh, like, dude, like, can you try to hold it together? So it's, not a good combo, those two right now.
No, I mean, I think Trump is notoriously a sober guy, and Elon is notoriously willing to use
an assortment
of drugs.
Right.
But I think it's also, they're just overall personalities. We have two very strong personalities.
A couple alpha males.
Alpha or wannabe alpha. I don't know. That's what I would describe it as. But
No, yeah, I was just kidding. That's how they would describe themselves.
Yeah, that's definitely how they would.
A couple alphas.
Yeah, a couple alphas in the room.
There can only be one pack leader,
Exactly.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, and then the one other tweet that Elon had specifically was, he said, "Time to drop the real bomb at Donald Trump. The really big bomb at Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT!" Exclamation point.
Right. So that was the bombshell going off there. So
Yeah.
Elon saying Trump isn't releasing the Epstein files, which he theoretically could have, because Trump is in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big accusation there.
Yeah. And so as far as facts versus speculation, so Epstein was a billionaire who was arrested on sex trafficking federal charges back in 2019, right? He ended up committing while he was incarcerated and waiting for trial, or at least that's what they've put out. That's what the information that we've been told occurred. And, the history behind Trump and Epstein is, they were friends for a long time, decades of friendship. They both grew up in New York and were big, really rich people who were living in New York City in the 80s and the 90s. So they knew each other. There's pictures of them together, and they had a lasting relationship for decades.
Yeah. So there's a history there.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing that's ever been come out that, Trump had anything to do necessarily with the actual criminal charges that Epstein had against him. But, there's a 2002 New York Magazine quote from Donald Trump in which he says, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many often are on the young side." And that's a quote from Donald Trump in the New York Magazine from 2002. So, clearly they knew each other.
Clearly he knew a little something about Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he may have known things that were going on. He may not have, but
Yeah.
it would kind of make sense why he wouldn't want to necessarily release these files because he doesn't want to make himself look bad. I mean,
yeah. I mean, so what's been released? So the flight logs have been released. Trump is on them multiple times. I've read the flight logs. And I mean, they've also, back in February, I think the Attorney General did release 100 documents, 100 files, and, you know, Trump isn't on them. You know, supposedly there's more, right, out there. But I don't know. I mean,
we'll see what comes out, I guess.
well,
But
I mean,
and the other kind of weird thing is Elon deleted that tweet,
yeah, he did.
which is like, why? I mean, it was up for a long time. People like saw it. It was going viral. Like people screenshotted it. I mean, you can't just you don't delete the tweet and it's like it never happened. I mean, if anything, it's kind of more like drawing more attention because, oh, he deleted it. Like, I don't know. I wonder why. Why do you think he deleted it?
Maybe he just regretted it. I mean, he's a human being. He may be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oops.
Yeah, but it's too
Delete.
late though.
Well, yeah.
It's like if you say something to someone, I mean, I guess you could apologize, but I don't think Elon's going to be.
Sorry, I called you a pedo, basically.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I alluded to
My
you
bad.
being part of criminal federal indictments that happened with your old buddy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't
My
mean
bad.
it.
Sorry, I was just on too much ketamine.
Well, he did delete the tweet, so it's basically,
I mean,
it's all good now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's all good. I think you can't go back from
I don't think
calling
so.
someone out like that.
Yeah, but there are like more conspiracies. I've heard people saying, they're Trump and Elon are doing this on purpose, like
Oh, yeah.
fake beef. I don't know why, like maybe to distract.
Call me.
like-
We need to distract from the real issues.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't understand I don't understand that really, but I've seen people saying that. Or obviously people are saying, yeah, like they're done, like, and people are picking a side. But it should be interesting to see what happens with it.
Well, okay. With the conspiracies, I definitely understand the idea of, sometimes it seems like things are being thrown at us while other things get pushed under the rug. But the reality is in this kind of news these days, I mean, so much gets thrown at us because we just have so much information and it's easily accessible, even more so than it has been in ever. So it just kind of can come off as being a conspiracy. Whether or not it is, I mean, doesn't even really matter because, I mean, at the end of the day, there is a lot of important things and it's hard to figure out what to focus on. This is the most clickable, oh my gosh, she's alleging him basically that he was involved with Epstein. Like, obviously that's going to get the most amount of news
Well, yeah.
than anything else is. I mean, whether or not it's a conspiracy to cover up other issues is, I mean, maybe true, but
Yeah, and
either way, it's, I mean, if what he's saying is true, it's crazy. If he's just saying it to distract from other things, it's also crazy.
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you look at it. But yeah, I did recently delete X, the everything app from my phone.
Yeah.
I just took it off the app off my phone, so I still like have an account and stuff. But I did that like a while ago, like over a month ago. But I'm considering maybe re-downloading it, just to like see what's going on with like especially this feud, because I think it's gonna be on X, like because Elon owns it, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be all over there. So I don't know. I might re-download just to be able to keep an eye on what's going on. But I also kind of like not having X because it's like, ugh, like you were saying, there's so much information and
Yeah.
it's all over it, and it's kind of overwhelming to have it all on your phone immediately. It's kind of nice to,
Not have it.
Yeah, and like, no, look it up if I want to, but when it's right on your phone, like it's too easy to look it up, and there's so much trash. So
Yeah. And I mean, with the whole Trump and Elon falling out situation, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, obviously they don't work well together, and you can't have two people running the government if they aren't working well together. But I mean, making serious allegations like you're not going to release files because you're in them and they were trafficking is pretty serious. You know, I mean, you would think if he wasn't in them, they would immediately release them the next day after accusations like that.
Yeah, really. Also, like
there were more files. I mean, I think there's more files. I don't know.
And like, so Elon has known this for a while, probably.
Yeah.
Like that he was still in the Epstein file, so that's why he's not releasing them. But he's stood by Trump for, you know, for this whole time. And then now that a couple things, you know, went through that he didn't like, now he says, oh, by the way, Trump's in there. Like, so it wasn't even just the fact that he's in there that made him speak about it. It was just, oh, he's not doing what I like. So screw him.
It's not because he all of a sudden figured out, oh no, he's in the Epstein files. I've got to like tell everyone because I'm anti-pedo. It's, oh, I have a cranky, like I'm mad at my friend for not doing what I wanted. So I'm going to have a temper tantrum on the biggest platform that I paid, you know, billions of dollars to own and complain about my problems on.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, what are your motives, man? Like are you just trying to be a good person and let everyone know, or is it you're just basically trying to get revenge for whatever Trump said?
Yeah.
It sounds more like the latter.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like he was like telling all of us, so we need to know because we have a terrible person as a president. I don't think that was necessarily his motives. But I mean, I'm glad he said it if that is true. Like if he actually has like, I mean, he wasn't specific. He wasn't like, oh, I know I've seen his name in the files and you haven't seen like more files than I have. I've seen more files and they've released and I know his name is in there and he did X, Y, Z. He didn't say that. He just made this vague allegation because he was probably crabby.
Yeah.
But I will say, so right before Epstein died, he did, I think, 100 hours worth of interviews with Michael Wolff. And in part of his interviews, he describes Trump as one of his best friends for 10 years. And also described him as Trump as a horrible being. And, you know, said he was willing to, he's done horrible things to his family, friends, and significant others. But, I mean, that came from Epstein while he was like awaiting trial, I believe, from trafficking charges. But I will say, I don't think anything has actually come up as far as specific allegations as it pertains to Trump and proof that he like was involved. But I do probably think with his connections and how long he was friends with Epstein I think he knew about it. I mean, how would you not know someone you were that close with was bringing underage and people to an island?
I don't know. I mean, I hope, like, I don't think that this can just be swept under the rug. Like Elon put that out there. I mean, is it just going to be completely ignored? I mean,
well,
we'll see.
Yeah, they'll find something else to distract us with, I guess.
Probably.
So, Quinn, you have any sports you want to talk about?
Yeah, I have a couple sports things going on. Not a ton, just a little bit. The NBA Finals are going on right now. So that's the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. So there's been one game so far, and so basically what's been going on is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, they have a loaded team. They have like super good players. They're crushing teams in the playoffs. Like they've been doing really good. They're the favorites by far. Like everyone I've been listening to are saying they're so good and easily going to win.
So are we down to the final two?
Yeah, it's the finals now. Yeah, the championship. Like, so everyone's picking the Thunder, right?
Okay.
They're a really good young team. beat my Timberwolves, Minnesota Timberwolves. They have Anthony Edwards, who went to Georgia, so I was rooting for him. But they are the crazy favorites. Like, no one's picking the Pacers to win. But in game one,
Pacers is what city again?
it's a state. They go.
A state.
They're Indiana Pacers. Some teams have like a whole state. I don't know why, but
Okay.
they play in Indianapolis, so it could just be Indianapolis Pacers, but Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
But so game one happens, and I wasn't really watching it just because not really super interested in these teams, and I just figured the Thunder are gonna dominate, and I was like keeping up with the game a little bit, like checking the scores, and I saw Oklahoma was basically in double digit lead the whole time, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh wow, yeah, like they're gonna win. But let me see this. So at one point, the biggest deficit was 94-79, a 15-point deficit. Thunder beating the Pacers with about 10 minutes left in the whole game. So pretty big. The lowest, according to this, the lowest ESPN win probability at that point of the game was 2.1%. So that they were giving the Pacers a 2.1% chance at that point.
So pretty low.
Yeah.
I would imagine, like basically nil.
Right, and I have no
Give
idea how
up.
I don't know how they
Walk
come up
out.
with that. Some weird math stat.
Probably have to do with like how other games are played and the numbers and the times and
Right.
like the likelihood of teams coming back after being, what did you say, down by how much?
They're 15 with about 10 minutes ago.
I mean, that's not that much for basketball. I feel like 15 is not that many. I mean, it's a lot of
It's
points.
not, but yeah, like how the game was going, like the Thunder were doing really good, and
yeah,
they
they
like
just didn't look good.
the Pacers were never leading.
Yeah.
The whole game. But so what happened was there was like a few seconds left basically, and the Pacers were down by 1, and they got a rebound, and Tyrese Halliburton, he's their best player.
On the Pacers.
Yes, he's really, really good. He dribbled down the court, like made a move, hit a jump shot to hit the shot. It went in to take the lead. So he took the lead with like 0.3 seconds left. So the Pacers were
That's kind of crazy.
yeah, the Pacers were winning for 0.3 seconds of the whole game, and
The
they
last
still
0.3
won.
seconds
Yeah,
of the game.
yeah.
Goes to
They
show
had
you,
no-
doesn't matter if you've been trashed the whole time. If you have 0.3 seconds, you can win the game.
Yeah, and
Basketball.
in basketball, yeah, and it's kind of, a lot of people like me, like I might not necessarily, I don't watch that much basketball, but when that happens, it's like, man, you really want to stay and watch the whole game.
Oh,
because-
especially basketball. You can't just
Yeah.
like give up. You can be down by, like you said, 15 points with like 10 minutes left. You're like, the game's over, and it's like, okay, you could leave 2 minutes, or you could have left 10 seconds before the ending, and you could have been like, wait, what? They
Oh
won?
yeah, and it's just it's just such a cool story, especially when it's everyone classic underdog story.
Yeah, like
counting
winning
out
against you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what game was this? This you said it was first game out of how many? Potentially 7. Is that what it is?
Yeah, best game,
Okay.
best out of 7. So that was game 1. It was in Oklahoma City, which is big in basketball. Typically, in the playoffs, you really want to and kind of need to win your games at home.
Yeah, because it's like harder on the road.
Yeah, like you have your home crowd, and so Oklahoma City was the higher rated team, so they got to play the first game in Oklahoma City as like a little advantage. But to go in and steal that first game,
Yeah.
it's really big.
Yeah. I mean, it also sets the like mindset for the rest of the, like,
Like we can do this
series, I guess, is that, oh, hey, even if we're down, we can pull our pants up and beat the other team.
You can pull them pants up, keep going.
Pull
But
'em up.
it's kind of interesting. So the Pacers have been doing this like the whole playoffs, like crazy comeback
Oh.
endings. I think it's happened
That
like
makes the
5
games more
times.
fun. It's like,
Yeah.
I got to watch the whole game.
Right. So in the conference finals against the New York Knicks, this was game 1. The biggest deficit was 17 points. It was 111-94 with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left. They had they gave them a 0.2% chance to win.
0.2.
It was
got to up those stats. They got to say, like, Pacers have different stats than everybody else.
Right. It was 116-102 with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left. So the Knicks were winning at that point. But it went into overtime, and the Halliburton again got it done. It's just like really crazy how they keep doing this. You know, they kind of lull teams to sleep. Like, oh, we got this, it's all good, and then they just keep fighting. It's really amazing, pretty cool. Yeah,
it's cool. I mean, it makes it so it's, like you said, more entertaining, and also makes it so that, you know, I mean, as a fan, like, hey, we got a chance. It's not like, okay, we're losing in the second half, and we're gonna for sure lose.
You know, that kind of reminds me of.
I know what you're gonna say.
From football.
I know exactly who you're gonna mention.
Let's hear it.
You're gonna mention the worst game of all time.
Oh God, I was not even thinking of that, but now I am. You're talking about?
I was talking about the Falcons.
Oh.
And I was talking about the Patriots coming back against the Falcons.
Oh
in
man,
the Super Bowl.
Of
our nightmares.
Yeah,
Georgia.
Poor
fans.
Falcons, 28-3. Oof.
Who are you talking about?
Well, I thought you were talking about the Bears' choke job last season.
Of course you're thinking I'm talking.
That
you're
was
thinking
the worst
about a
game
Bears.
ever. Well, you said worst game ever. That was
well for you. I think, you know, as a Bears fan,
right? That crushed me. Oh my gosh, Bears losing in overtime or not overtime, but Hail Mary, fluke, freaking Commanders.
I completely forgot about that. I wasn't thinking about that at all.
I like your comparison to the Falcons because comeback win, but I was thinking Halliburton, you know, Mr. Clutch for the Pacers, is kind of reminding me of Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
it's like he always has a chance.
See that. Yeah, if you got Patrick Mahomes on your team, okay, I could see that.
Right.
Yeah.
And he is great, and he actually the players do like a poll, like a player poll, like I feel like it's like 3/4 way through the season, and the players will vote on random stuff, like different kind of who's the best player, who's like the most improved player, who's the best coach, and it's all like players. There is one for most overrated player. And actually, Halliburton, this guy, got voted that.
Most overrated?
Mm-hmm. But
that's kind of a thing to vote for.
Kind of, yeah. But apparently,
this guy's overrated.
Yeah. It's kind of.
Meanwhile, he's like in the finals, like making the best things.
He's like an NBA starter. I mean,
yeah.
Is any of them overrated?
Yeah. Like, well, all the other players are according just like to each other.
But actually, there wasn't that many players that voted on that category. So apparently it was only like 3 players actually voted him for that. But because there was like no players that voted, like, why would ESPN even bother putting that out, or whoever runs that? Like, just put that one.
Well, they did that because it's like anything. They just want to get clicks and views. And they're like, oh, well, we got some votes, so this is who it is.
A little tension. Right, but I'm sure that, you know, he probably heard about that. I think, like, it's been brought up to him before, and that's probably just motivating him, like, so...
and also like you have lists, and those are on the list.
I don't know if it was disclosed like who actually it was, but
well, ESPN's on the list.
Yeah, well now he's in the finals. So, and one other fun fact about Halliburton, his voice will change like mid sentence, like the sound of his voice will change like mid sentence. From like being kind of low to like go up pretty high, and people have called him out for it. Not called him out, but there's a clip of, I think it was Pat McAfee or somebody. They were interviewing him, and he was like, "Oh, did you notice your voice like just changed right there?" And he was like, people say that all the time. Like, I don't even know. Like, but it's so obvious and such like a blatant switch. It's pretty funny.
So does he go from American accent to British accent, or is it more of a pitch?
It's not accent. It's just pitch.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Yes, exactly.
You're like, hey y'all, how's it going? Oh my god, I think I just missed my shot, and when I was down there, I was going for the real goal, and I missed my shots, and he just blocked it real good.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So he doesn't do that. That would be really something. But no, he just kind of talks like this, and then all of a sudden he'll go up and talk like this. Like, it's bizarre. And he says he like doesn't even.
It's probably just a nervousness.
Probably.
Like it's something that happens to him.
Like a subconscious, like he doesn't even know it's happening.
Well, it kind of reminds me of Paris Hilton. So like, if you've ever seen interviews, that's hot. That's hot.
Same thing.
No, if you ever seen new interviews with her in recent times, so like she kind of used to talk like a baby. She kind of had like a baby voice, but her real voice is way more casual and chill.
You mean she doesn't actually sound like that in real life?
Well, she does. So because she did
stuck?
like a baby voice sometimes, like you'll see her in interviews now, and she'll go from baby voice to
That's
like
funny.
her normal voice, and it switches.
It sounds kind of like that for Halliburton.
Yeah, and
funny.
and it's because she says like it's because so long she like put on that other voice. She doesn't even know she's doing it in the middle of her talking.
Exactly like Halliburton. He said he doesn't even register it happening, but it's like super obvious. I'll have to show you a clip. That's funny.
Yeah. So maybe they should meet up and like talk about how they switch. Yeah. Support group for mid conversation voice.
Yeah. It's like mid sentence. Like, but it's kind of cool. It's, it's a little interesting thing about the guy. Like, I think you're right. He's probably just nervous or, but he's a great player and fun to watch. So I hope the Pacers will get it done. I don't think they will because the Thunder are like so good.
Well, I mean, they obviously got it done the first game. So it's only one game that's
only
happened.
One game. The second game, I think, is tonight. Or
is it at Oklahoma or is it in?
I believe it's still in Oklahoma.
Okay, so the Oklahoma still has an advantage.
I'm pretty sure about that. I'm not 100%, but.
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Oh, I do have one other thing that happened to me.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Quinn, tell us what's been going on in
my personal life?
In your personal life. On your body.
Yeah. I got poison ivy on my wrist. It's gotten a lot better, but we were doing some yard work, planting some flowers and bushes and other things in our front yard. And I didn't notice it at first, but like a day went by and my wrist had some poison ivy. It's the worst. You've had it before, right?
Yeah, I've had it before, but not as bad as yours, because yours seems to have spread where it was in one location, but then you've gotten it pop up on like other parts of your arm and like body.
So I did go to the doctor the other day, and I was explaining the poison ivy, and he said that if you wash your clothes that had the poison ivy on it, whatever you were wearing when you got it, if you wash it with other clothes in the same, laundry cycle, it can it can go to other clothes. Like the laundry
is crazy.
Yeah, the laundry detergent isn't necessarily gonna like kill it. Now this is what my doctor said. He did say he had a lot of experience with poison ivy because he had worked in like rural areas before with farmers and stuff. So I don't, so take that with a grain of salt, but I would recommend if you think you got poison ivy, just wash it separately just to be safe, because it did spread to my other arm and like my chest, which is so weird. And it's not as bad as like the initial poison ivy infection. So
but it's like weird, like spots.
It's kind of red and itchy. So it is like from the poison ivy. So that hasn't been the most fun, but I'm taking some medicine for it.
Gotta keep taking those steroids.
Yeah, they're loading me up.
I'm glad I didn't get it because I'm allergic to steroids, or at least prednisone.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've gotten it before, but it was never bad enough to where it spread as much as yours did.
I've never had it spread like this either.
What's weird about the comment that you said about the doctor's saying that it spreads in the wash. I wonder if because I didn't have it to begin with. So, but I mean, I'm sure I washed my clothes with your clothes.
Yeah.
So you would think I would get it as well because I'm wearing the same clothes from the wash if it spread that kind of way.
Maybe I was already like my immune system was lowered, so I was like more susceptible for like a lower contact. Maybe. Not a doctor. So.
Not giving out medical advice, just telling people what happened to you.
Right. And I would recommend more, being more cautious because poison ivy sucks. Like
I was wearing long sleeves and long pants while you were not wearing long sleeves, and we were hacking away at our front lawn, which
we were.
I mean, it looks good, but you suffered.
I got some war wounds from the front lawn.
War wounds from putting in hydrangeas.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot how much poison ivy sucks. So it does it does suck a lot. So
yeah. Well, you're on your way to health, though.
Yeah.
You're making a speedy recovery.
Exactly. One day at a time.
One day at a time. Well, it's been a good chatting.
Yeah, it's been great yapping.
Yep.
Thanks everyone for listening. We appreciate it.
Thanks. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.